Hello, everyone. Welcome back to my universe. Make yourself at home. My name is Indy Kastner, Castro Negrete, or Indira Kastner. Many names, right? My friends and family call me Indy, I-N-D-Y, so we'll just go with that. So I wanted to dive into some current astrological events, the Lionsgate Portal. So energy is the name of the game here. Everything is energy. Your desk, your blanket, let alone anything that perceives to be alive, like your pet, the trees outside. But everything is energy. Nothing is solid. It's free-flowing. It's moving maybe slightly slower than running water, but it's still energy. Everything and anything that you see on this planet, that you probably have in your room, in your home, in your car, on your person, is energy. And so the quicker you master energy, the quicker you acknowledge that everything is not solid, you will absolutely be elevating your energy game on this planet. So the Lionsgate Portal. It happens every year, and it's a really powerful time to grow, be creative, and also receive some energetic boosts or upgrades. It is a beautiful time to be under the sun. Now, as we all know, we have a gorgeous sun that helps us grow. It helps grow our food. It helps with our vitamin D dosage by spending 15 minutes in the sun, outside, getting a little vitamin D energy. It also is very much connected to the sign Leo. So you loyal, lovely Leos, this is hopefully a great time for you where you're feeling very, not only energized, but really in your element. Now, the Lionsgate Portal officially opens July 27th, and it closes August 12th, and it peaks August 8th. Now, I'm going to be combining astrology, astronomy, and believe it or not, tarot cards. So just to clarify from the astronomy perspective, we have a constellation up in our sky called Orion. Many of you have heard of Orion's belt. It's very visible to us in North America, but I'm sure it eventually is seen everywhere. So it's called Orion, the constellation. And within the Orion constellation is the Sirius star, or Sirius like a dog, Sirius radio, right? They compare Sirius the star to a dog, to a canine energy. Eventually that will come into play in this game we call life. So I will absolutely be touching specifically regarding Cirrus. There is a group called Cirrus B, and I may or may not get into that. Probably eventually will, but it dives into a whole nother topic regarding ET intervention, potentially viewed in a negative way, that Cirrus B has potentially influenced humanity in a less than loving way. But moving on from that, let's focus back on the Lionsgate and the Lionsgate Portal, activation, energy, etc. So I found online a really great article that was posted August 1st of this year. The website, which I will link in the description box, is thelist.com, and the author is Nicole Tomasulo. So she references a few points that other people she interviewed and reached out to that are in the astrology community, and just maybe energy work community. And she has reference points in that article that you could probably link to their particular website, etc. But what I really appreciated about Nicole's article was that they did bring up keywords, which would be creativity and growth. I would say those are absolutely words that maybe a lot of you are experiencing right now. That's really a good question. You know, ask yourself, compared to June, are you feeling more creative? Are you feeling like you are being presented a lot of opportunities for growth? Sometimes it's not that pleasant to grow. Sometimes we are definitely challenged by our loved ones, coworkers, road work, our health, unexpected announcements by people in your life, etc. But every opportunity, even if it hurts, can be viewed as an opportunity for growth. So this is really a time that one could take advantage of the central sun, our beautiful sun, for they are separate stars or entities. However, our particular sun is a portal in itself. And so focusing in on the sign Leo, Leo is about being courageous. Leo is about energy. Leo is about leadership. And if you feel like you are lacking leadership skills, lacking courage, lacking creativity, then this is one thing that you can focus on during this time every single year. Starting July 28th, all the way up to August 12th. Really good time for you to recalibrate, really introspect, and tap into, do I need a little bit more courage? Do I need to improve my leadership skills if you are in a leadership position at your work, community, even your family? So moving on to the tarot. So I love to give a little background information, a little history lesson regarding some of the subjects or tools that I have used in the past that are really fun to use to help people understand and further explain things that are happening in their life. The tarot deck concept, tarot, etc., divination tools, because that is what the tarot deck was initially created to be. A look into your subconscious mind. So as a reader, the reader is the translator. The reader is the facilitator by providing cards for you to have a visual understanding and representation of your subconscious mind. You already know everything. You do. And so divination tools are really there to have a visual, tangible representation of what you already know. Sometimes we can get into denial. Sometimes we just really don't want to know the answer to that question. And that happens. So if you're really into tarot, or you want to start to take baby steps to really knowing what you already know, then tarot cards, tarot, they are good ways to get your juices flowing, really get you going into trusting yourself, really hearing your intuition, and really connecting to your higher self, your God self, your true essence. So, a little background into the world-recognized, world-famous, for the most part, because I haven't gone to every country and asked them, do you know about the Ryder Waite tarot deck? So I like when restaurants say, oh, the world's most famous margarita, or world famous margarita, world famous sandwich, etc. It just really hypes up that product, obviously. But a tarot or tarot deck that is very commonly known and used and has been taught by many tarot card reading and tarot teachers would be the Ryder tarot deck, or sometimes referred to the Ryder Waite tarot deck. Want to turn over to show you the back. Pamela Coleman Smith is the illustrator of the Ryder tarot deck. So, a little background about the Ryder company. Yes, it's a last name, William Ryder. Ryder Publishing was a British publishing company under the very well-known, Penguin Random House Publishing. So many of you, I'm sure, own books, even as a child, that were published by Penguin Random House Publishing. And so the Ryder Publishing Company is under the Penguin Random House Publishing Company. And when Mr. William Ryder published the Ryder Waite or Ryder Tarot deck, it was in 1909 in Great Britain. I will absolutely on this channel get into numerology. As I referenced in my introductory video, numerology is connected to patterns. Patterns are connected to alliances. Patterns reveal many truths, many truths. There are no coincidences, ever. This planet is a free will planet, and it can sometimes make us think that everything we do is not potentially on a track, on a path, destiny, etc. So no worries, I will absolutely be getting into that topic. But going back to briefly numerology. So the Ryder Tarot deck was published in 1909. A really simple, basic foundation of numerology is the understanding that numbers 1 through 9 is what the basis and foundation is of a number that's 612 or 1,511. Eventually, numerology simplifies it down to 1 through 9. Now, there is absolutely an acknowledgement of the number 0. 0 is a very loaded, quote, number. 0 is the 0 point field. 0 is the origin. 0 is creation, God, everything and nothing. So I will absolutely make a video that specifically talks about the number 0 or the non-number 0. But going back to 1909, to give you an example, it all boils down to math. Oh no, math. That dreaded subject for some of you, right, at school. Math can be very annoying and taunting and difficult, etc. So I apologize if you have a sour taste in your mouth for the subject of mathematics. But there is the other side of the coin that doesn't involve learning it in school, and that is patterns, ratio. They are pebbles under the moonlight. So 1 plus 9 is 10. 0 is 0. It's technically nothing. So we remove the 0 from the 1909. And then we add 10 plus 9. That equals 19. So that in itself is an interesting number for many of you that may be highly sensitive. We will absolutely be addressing, I will be addressing empaths and what that really is all about. I will absolutely deep dive into that subject because it's becoming a lot more well known, a lot more mentioned in our pop culture. So I'm really excited that people are getting to know the term empath, and it's becoming, more mainstream. So I'm digging that. I'm definitely here for that. So let's go back, 1909. So we have 1 plus 9 is 10. And then we have 10 plus 9 is 19. That in itself can be significant. But if we finally add 1 plus 9, that equals 10 again. And since 0 isn't considered a number or isn't per se holding anything like numbers 1 through 9, then you add one more time. 1 plus 9 is 10, and then 1 plus 0 is 1. The beginning of it all. So there's a lot to unpack there, and no worries, I will absolutely be doing that in future videos. But I absolutely do not believe that there is any accidents in when certain potentially culture-changing tools are presented to the world. Going back to the creators of the Ryder tarot deck, the author of the system of this particular tarot deck, his full name is Arthur Edward Waite, with an E at the end. And like I mentioned, the illustrator, her name is Pamela Coleman Smith. So Pamela Coleman Smith and Arthur Waite belonged to a Hermetic order of the Golden Dawn, aka the Golden Dawn Secret Society. They became members in the late 1800s. They got together and created the tarot deck in the early 1900s, and it was published in 1909. So the Golden Dawn Secret Society, their focus was devoted to the study and practice of the occult, metaphysics, and paranormal activities. So that is the origin energy of that particular tarot deck. Potentially all tarot decks. So you decide. However, the reason why I bring this up is because the energy behind the tarot deck is to enlighten, is to help you figure out your life, is to help you make a decision, make a choice. Now, eventually we will all get to a point where we don't need these physical tools. For many of these tools that we have been exposed to, or we have trained in, or we have taught, or we love to use, from saging a place to beautiful Reiki healing practice sessions, to tarot card readings or oracle card readings. Those are all wonderful tools that we can really physically feel and really be able to touch and create a ritual with. And they are external, and it's great. But there will come a point where you no longer will need them, because you are your own master. You are your own tarot card reader. You are your own healer. You are your own clearer of energy. You are a living everything. And I am so excited to hopefully be part of your journey, for you to eventually embody all of that. Moving on to the sign of Leo and also referring to the tarot cards. So I'm presenting you the Chariot. The Chariot is a major arcana in the tarot card decks. You have the heavy hitters of a tarot card deck, and then you have the supporting cast. In regards to time, the supporting cast, like tarot cards, the cups, the wands, they are cards that could manifest very quickly in your life and also be temporary. The heavy hitters that maybe are getting more into the root or the foundation or the overarching theme of your tarot card reading or what's going on in your subconscious are the major arcanas. And every single major arcana card is connected to an astrology sign. So the Chariot is connected to the sign Cancer. Now, I will eventually get into it where astrology is a lifespan, where the beginning or the birth or babyhood is the sign of Aries, and the death, older age, beyond the veil of this world would be Pisces. And yes, we will absolutely still talk about Ophiuchus sooner than later, just to further understand that whole concept of the 13th potential sign of astrology. But for now, we are focusing on the solid, commonly known 12 signs. So the Chariot represents the sign of Cancer. And Cancer is right before Leo. I find it interesting too that the Chariot and all major arcanas have Roman numerals, numbers, right? So those numbers represent a lot. In this one, it's the number 7. And I wanted to bring your attention to these sphinxes, aka lions or lionesses, for they are female lionesses. Many people don't know that the sphinxes or sphinx in Egypt had breasts at one point, female breasts, and that the face of the sphinx was feminine or just completely a lioness. So there have been changes made to the physical structure of the Sphinx in Egypt. And I wanted to clarify that here, that yes, it was originally a lioness, and from a lioness, a kind of hybrid of a female body and a lioness body. Female face, female chest, lioness body. That will become important in another video. For there have been a lot of changes done to many sacred sites, to history in general. For remember, the breakdown of the word history is his story. Okay. So going back to the Chariot. beautiful card. Part of what's awesome about tarot card decks, even oracle decks, is that there is a lot of detail. And Pamela Coleman Smith did not do that by accident. Keeping in mind that she belonged to the Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn, aka the Golden Dawn Secret Society, she meant to put in a lot of information into each tarot card deck, particularly the major arcanas. So how does this connect to the Leo sign and the Lionsgate? Well, if we view the major arcana as a story, which it is, if we view astrology and the different signs as a life cycle, because they are, then it explains a lot. So the number 7 is the Chariot, and it is Cancer, the crab, with the 2 lionesses, Sphinx. And then we move into the number 8, major arcana. So you have the Roman numeral up there, number 8. You have the beautiful infinity symbol that, what do you know, looks like an 8. You have an actual lion in the drawing, the tarot card Strength. And that was part of the theme of the Lionsgate Portal, to give you an energetic boost, an energetic upgrade, some strength to keep going. I know this life has been very, very hard for a lot of you. We are living in very changing times. There's always a threat of war, especially nuclear war. There's always, at this point, according to the news, it seems like there is a shooting, school shooting, gun violence in the US, like it's going out of style. We have human trafficking. We have child sexual abuse and child trafficking. So much going on, a lot of financial uncertainty. So I understand, but take strength in this time during the Lion's Gate. Receive some strength, ask for strength, feel the energy that is being sent down to planet Earth at this time. Moving on to another major arcana, the Sun. So as we can see up here, the Roman numeral is 19. Let me take you back to when the Ryder Waite tarot deck was published, 1909. All right, maybe a minor little connection, not that big of a deal of a connection. Indy's reaching for that connection. Am I really? Am I really reaching? Just put that in the back of your mind, the number 19. All right. So the beautiful sun, you have a cherub child, carefree. You see sunflowers in the background, the gorgeous sun illustrated, a white horse, really positive card. That also represents the sign of Leo. So how are we connecting this all? As a child, many of us were highly creative. As a child, we could imagine anything. We could make believe. We can role play. We can do whatever and anything we wanted because we were children. And you know, adults, many adults, not all, let their children kind of run wild, do what they needed to do, play how they wanted to play. And so for many of us, childhood was highlights of imagination, of fantasy, of play, and really just being able to play under the sun. It's important as, quote, adults who have serious jobs, serious careers, serious responsibilities, serious financial obligations, from being the CEO of a Fortune 500 company to being a mother who is raising children. You have to remember that there is an inner child in all of us, and that we are just a few years away, a few decades for some, to going back to that carefree cherub child that is playing under the sun, that can imagine different worlds, that can fantasize about anything, from being a pirate to this is actually lava flows and we can't touch the lava flows. So many potentials when you're a child to imagine we may be living somewhere else. I find it fascinating that the series Harry Potter has been such a massive success. And it's not really that surprising because it's a fantasy world. It opens up the possibility of magic to children. Yes, there are adults in the series. Yes, adults influence the lead characters, which are children. But we really have a chance to grow up with children within that book series. So really kind of take this all into consideration. I covered a lot of topics and I absolutely am looking forward to more videos, but I hope all of you are really experiencing some positive energy boost, heightened creativity, heightened courage, a little bit of strength during the Lionsgate. So we are coming up next week to August 8th. Really, it's a great time to manifest maybe a little bit more courage, a little bit more leadership skills, a little bit more creativity, a little bit more childlike, carefree energy in your life. I wish you well, and I am going to introduce a segment called eye gazing, similar to mirror work, which I will get into in probably the next video. But eye gazing, in essence, what it is you gazing into a person that you love and care for, into their eyes. Ideally, the number one person that you hopefully love is yourself. And so you can do it with a mirror. Gaze into your own eyes and tell yourself positive things, uplifting things, but at the very least, that you love yourself. So I am going to do a little eye gazing, a little love transmission into this video and into all of you. And I hope that you feel it, my sincerity, because I do sincerely love you. I do. I love this planet. I love being a human. I love serving humanity. I love entertaining humanity. I love just being here. This is a very, very important time, very exciting time. And I'm grateful to be here and be here with all of you. So let's get started. I love you. 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 I love you all. And until next time, I love you.